Okay, so in this tutorial, we are going to create a D&D Spellcaster, sort of a wizard. As you can see, we're starting with a rough outline so that we can add more detail over this. This rough outline will help us later on to figure out where everything needs to go. The shape of the ears, the shape of the hair, the shape of the body, you can add more detail to determine whatever gender you want it to be. This could be really any gender, any type of elf. Add horns and it becomes a tiefling. It's very simple. So this is kind of the rough outline, something you can use to build more on top of. Okay, so now we're going to figure out more of the body shape. We're going to add more detail to the design with the clothing and the shape of the body, the actual shape of the body. We might even add some armor later on, as you can see here, just like a shoulder pad to block arrows. Okay, so now we're going to make it a little bit more muscular so that we can figure out where the clothes will fall on it, because even though this isn't a barbarian, a D&D character would probably have some muscles. So now we make sure the clothes are falling correctly on it so that the arms aren't like poking out or the clothes aren't falling in places they shouldn't be. And we want the hair to be blowing in the wind instead of just still, because that makes it more dramatic, with a little hole in it for realism, which will allow us to see some of the armor that we've decided we're going to add. Okay, so we add in more detail to the ears, and we make sure it has eyes, eyebrows. Maybe we add a scar. Do we add a scar? I think we might add a scar. I don't know, probably not. But let's keep it there for reference. Maybe we won't add a scar. So we're going over in black now. This black inking process shows what we really want. It gets rid of all the hairy lines for something with a good amount of detail, but something that we still can color in. Okay, so now we're going to figure out the hair. At first I was thinking black, but I'm thinking we make it purple now. This may look like we're just adding a bunch of random different colored lines, but wait until you see what happens next. As you can see, we're adding a bunch of different shades of purple all over the hair where it should be, and now we're blending it together to get it to the desired hair consistency. If we can get it to the right hair, then we have it exactly how we want it, and it'll look really good in the finished product. Okay, now that we're getting all that hair done, we're going to figure out what to do next. We might add the skin or the eyes or the eyebrows. The eyebrows usually give a lot of personality, but right now we're just smoothing out the details in the hair to make it seem more realistic and fill out the lines, the guidelines that we drew in the beginning. Okay, so once we finish filling out all the details, and this could take a while because there are a lot of details to be filled out, we add in the eyebrows. See, we might want them to be black or even purple later on. Now we're filling in the eyes. We definitely want a good green color for this, but it's your personal decision. Now we're taking away the guidelines so that we can see how this looks all underneath. And if it looks good, then we keep it that way. If we don't like the way it looks, we can change it. Adding back in the guidelines again just for a moment to see if this is how we like it, and now we keep them in permanently, except we probably take away some on the face. Now we're going to figure out the skin tone by adding a little dramatic lighting plus the mouth. Now that we have the skin tone figured out, we're going to blend it all together on the face to get that kind of light shining on that side. The nose is a little trickier. We want a little light on it, but also it needs to be darker underneath because of the shadow. adding back in some eyelashes and maybe changing up the necklace even. And now we're ready to shade up under the chin to get that shadow. We always need shadow, otherwise it'll just blend together in a line and that won't look good. I'm going to figure out the necklace now, however we want it to be. You can design it differently too. This is just my personal design. And now we're adding in more of the armor, shading the necklace underneath so that it looks like it's casting a shadow on the skin. And we are working back on the armor again, making sure it has a nice color and pattern. Now let's add some more detail to the clothing, because the clothing having detail will be really good. It'll add even more personality to our character here. Okay, now that the clothing is almost done, we add in the background. The background will show what kind of character this is.